Welcome back to another Home Sweet Home Cooking. I'm your host Rocky in my mother's kitchen as always. My mom is not going to help make this one because she does not like what we're making. Today's food is number 15 on the Southern Essentials list, which is grits. She, being a northerner, just never got into grits. I didn't either. Little backstory, grew up in Wisconsin and I went to boot camp in San Diego and in AIT, Advanced Infantry Training in Camp Pendleton, which is the Los Angeles area. They didn't really, I'm sure they served grits, they just didn't really push it. It wasn't a thing out there. But I had my main duty station in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. Now, that is in the South. And they served it a lot on their breakfast line, as well as I had friends from church who I would go over there and have breakfast with them sometimes, or even just any meal, and you would find grits. And I found out, wow, I really like grits. So I fell in love with grits about 30 years ago, and they're not really hard to make. You only need a few things. As far as equipment goes, you need a heavy bottomed saucepan with a lid, a rubber spatula to stir it. Of course, you're going to need a measuring cup, a couple measuring cups. I got two different ones here, one for wet, one for dry. Ingredients are your grits. This is just Quaker old-fashioned grits. These aren't the stone ground ones. They're probably a little bit better, but this is what my store had. And not instant grits. I am not a fan of instant grits. I like the slow cook version. So get the old-fashioned grits. Water. You're going to need, well, I use milk. The recipe on the container doesn't call for milk, but I'll use milk. Calls for some salt, and I add some butter. So get the liquid portion in first. Read the directions. Always read the directions, dummy, right? Alright, I'm going to do 4 servings, so it's going to be 4 cups of water. I'm putting in 2 cups of water. And I'm going to do, because I want my grits a little more creamy, I'm going to do 2 cups of milk. Whole milk. You can use cream if you want. My mom doesn't have cream in the house because my dad drinks coffee black and no cream. So 2 cups of whole milk. Grits stand up quite well and really do need salt. The container calls for a 1/4 teaspoon. I'm actually going to put in about a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And I'm putting in 2 tablespoons of butter. And the grits are going to go in a little bit later, but it's going to be 1 cup of grits. So 4 parts liquid to 1 cup of the grits. Get that poured out there. There are 2 kinds of grits. There's your white grits, which is made out of ground dried hominy, I believe, which is still corn. And there is your yellow grits, which you might as well really basically say it's polenta. And there's nothing wrong with yellow grits. I've eaten them too. But when I'm thinking grits for myself, for when I cook, it's going to be the white hominy grits. So I'm going to get this over to the stove. We're going to get it up to a boil, and when that's at a boil, we'll come back. So you watch the intro, and we'll be back over here for number 15 on the Southern Essentials list, grits. You're going to bring your milk and water mixture up to a boil. You got to watch it because it will foam up. You don't want this to spill over. Then you're going to add your 1 cup, or whatever it is, it's 4-to-1 ratio, like 4 cups of liquid, so 1 cup of grits. Once you pour that in, give it a good stir. And wait till it just starts and still at a boil. Now you want to turn your burner down to about as slow as it'll go. And I want to keep it at a simmer though, a slow simmer, so I'm going to turn mine down to a 2. I'm going to continually stir it with the first part until the boil settles down a little bit. And then basically you're just going to cover it loosely. Going to leave your lid cracked a little bit because you want some of that liquid to boil off, evaporate out, and you're going to let it simmer for about 35 minutes You're gonna stir it occasionally, about every 5 minutes or so. I just want to make sure I'm not too hot. I don't want the milk to burn. I'm just gonna stir it until the boil settles down to a simmer. And just let it go from there. And we'll be back. I'll stir it every 5 minutes or so. And if it starts getting thick in the bottom, just stir it. Make sure you stir it real good and mix that back in as it thickens up. And in 35 to 40 minutes, you'll have nice, creamy, thick grits. My grits have thickened up nicely, nice and creamy. I just took a little taste. They are done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple dishes here, because I'm going to do grits a couple different ways. Let's see how it just kind of holds its shape there on the plate. Doesn't spread out like, you know, like pancake batter. That's what you're looking for. I'm going to do 2 plates. And I'm going to do a bowl because, like I say, we're showing grits different ways here in a bit. Okay, to make your grits into cheese grits, you're going to get them cooked through. This is the way that I do it because it's just a shortcut. Is going to be butter. It's a little bit of garlic powder. A little bit of onion powder. Now this is because I'm starting and taking grits off the top. If I was doing this specifically for cheese grits, I would have probably started with some butter and some finely diced onions, sauteed them down a little bit until they're aromatic, put in a little bit of chopped garlic, cook that till it was aromatic, and then cook my grits in it. But seeing I didn't want that onion and garlic flavor and everything else, I'm doing the shortcut version. I'm going to add a little bit of milk, not a whole lot, just a touch. And I'm going to add some cheese. I've got some, this is not the pre-wrapped American cheese. This is the cut off the block kind of American cheese. And some shredded cheddar cheese. So you can give that a mix. And just cook it in until it melts down. You want it to be incorporated well, so it's going to take just a minute or two to melt that cheese in there. And you can see how it's already starting to change color. And then when that gets mixed in, you serve it up. Traditional Southern grits. Pat of butter. And maybe a little more salt. And if you want, you can do a little cracked pepper on there. I'm not going to do that. That's personal choice. That's number 1. Number 2. Now, grits are Southern. Period. Grits are Southern. Period. This is where I'm going to get some hate mail. Butter. And a little bit of sugar. Or a little bit of syrup. So I got sugar on one half. And I got a little bit of syrup on the other. Now, stop. You down there in the comments typing your hateful comments, stop. Stop. I know most Southerners don't like sweet grits. Some do. Unsweetened grits, sweetened grits. I like everybody, so I'm showing both. You don't have to put sugar in if you don't want to. Way number 3. This is my grit bowl. I'm going to start with a little bit of cheese. Going to add in some scrambled egg. Going to add in some bacon or sausage or whatever you want. And you just eat it all together. I like tequila? Well, you can put salsa on there, you can put whatever you want on there, but tequila, no. And lastly, that is my cheese grit. I did forget to show one thing on camera, and that was I threw some bacon in there because I had some extra bacon. It gives it a little extra smokiness, a little extra flavor, a little extra crunch. So let me get this cleared up a little bit. We'll move the camera back and we'll get to the taste test. My favorite time, I don't know if it's going to be hers because, like I say, she thinks she doesn't like grits. This one here, our butter was frozen because that's how she stores it, so her butter isn't completely melted. But this is just the butter and salt. And to me, I think this tastes a lot like cream corn, or sweet corn. So go ahead and have a taste of that now. So much like sweet corn. Corn on the cob almost.
It's edible.
This is the one I thought you'd like the least.
From me, that's a rave review.
Yeah. For my dad, it'd be a rave review. Alright. So this one is just the sugar. You have to have 2 bites of this one.
That's better.
Yep. And now with the syrup on it.
That's almost good.
Mm-hmm. So I'm getting her to like grits. Now this one, like I say, I like this one because you're getting a little bit of egg, get a little bit of cheese, get a little bit of bacon in there. Make sure you get some grits in there, Ma. I know you'll just eat the toppings off it. It's predictable. Through and through. To me, that's breakfast in a bowl. It's got your sweet, your salty, your crunchy in the bacon, got the fluffiness of the eggs, a little bit of gooiness of the cheese, the creaminess of the... now this I would put salt and pepper on. I didn't salt and pepper this. But I should have put salt and pepper on this.
Again, that's edible. Mm-hmm. Another rave review.
So far she likes that one the most. Which one do you like better, the plain or the bowl? Out of these 2.
Probably that one.
And lastly, now this one, the cheese grits, is, this would be, you generally serve this with something. I was going to bring over some Kaneka Cajun sausage, and I was going to fry that up and serve this with the sausage, but I forgot the sausage this morning. Shrimp and grits is big down here in the South. You can do your shrimp any way you want. Sauteed in butter, on the grill, blackened with Cajun seasoning. I don't know about fried so much, but there'd be no reason why you couldn't put fried shrimp on top of this. But shrimp and grits is big. Some people like chicken and grits. Whatever you want is what you want. But these are the cheesy grits. And I know you're going to like that better. I'm just curious where you put that in here.
At the end.
Really? You don't like the cheesy grits? I like the cheesy grits. So if I said, Mom, do you want some grits? But you have to pick one. Which one are you going to eat? There, I don't have to eat all of them now.
I'll only just eat the side of the syrup.
Oh, you got to eat both. I'm going to mix them up on you. We'll grab more syrup then. Put syrup on all of it. Folks, grits are easy to make. It's water, milk, butter, salt, and the grits. And a little bit of time on the stove. They're not, there's a little bit of texture to it, but it's not really gritty. Nothing that sticks to your teeth.
No, it's not.
If you do it right, it's very creamy. I don't like the instant grits. My girlfriend cooks instant grits all the time. I won't eat them unless I'm camping and I want something just quick. That's fine for that, but you really need to cook your grits this way if you want the real, true Southern style grits. People have, there's different recipes I've seen out there. This is just the basic way to do it. The way that I think most people do it. If you have any other ways that you guys like grits, please put them in the comments down below. We are, at the time of filming this, we just crossed the 500 subscriber mark. Welcome to all of our new viewers and new subscribers. Thank you for joining us. And I'm going to mark number 15 off of the grits. I think I succeeded.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you can take grits off. Now I've still got half a list to go through for the top 20 Southern essentials. So, we're done with 15. I've got a lot of grits to eat because I've still got half a pot of the cheese grits over there. I'll probably take those home and have them with supper tonight. I don't even know what I'm having for supper tonight.
Grits.
Oh no, I'm having nachos tonight. That might not be good with nachos. Who knows? Who cares? They're still good. I might have those for breakfast tomorrow. But grits are grits. They're Southern. Again, sugar, sweet, unsweetened, that's up to you. Please don't make hateful comments on how grits shouldn't have sugar in them. At your house, that's fine. I'll eat them that way at your house with no sugar. But if I come to your house and you put sugar in them, I'm still going to eat them. Grits are grits. Make them how you want, folks. So, that being said, Again, thank you for watching, and we hope that you join us again in another video.
What about brown sugar?
Brown sugar would probably be good too on there. Bye, folks.